Hey, this is Chris from the Dating Doc. You might be wondering, why doesn't he have his camera on? Well, we're going to do podcast style because you know what? Frankly, I'm not dressed the right kind of way to do a video right now. Let's just say I got a little too comfortable after I got out of my uniform, right? And I'm closer to being in my birthday suit than I am being in an actual suit. So, what are we going to do today? We're going to talk about why men and women are losing when it comes to modern dating, at least 2025 at the time of this recording. So let me give you a quick story that shapes this example. All right, stay with me here. It's going to make sense. So this is why men and women are losing. For example, let's say a woman is on a dating app. She goes to yoga class. Every now and then she goes to cocktail happy hour. She's got three men she's talking to, right? Guy number one, guy number two, guy number three. Guy number one is kind of that excuse my language, the F boy, right? I'm not gonna say because I'm trying to stay monetized, right? He's the F boy. He's the one that's got the nice videos on Instagram. He's got the Lamborghini. He's got the shiny Rolex, right, or whatever Invicta watch. Take your pick, right? He's got those nice stories. He's got the social media clout. Then you got guy number two. Guy number two is more of that IPA drinking, pickleball playing, LinkedIn, good resume type of dude, right? The kind of guy that would make for a good husband material, right? Guy number three, he just ekes in. He just makes that top three list. But he is the guy that would be the closest thing to being a simp out of all these three men. He's the one that does the good morning, the good afternoon text. He might have an okay job, right? He's fairly attractive, but the woman likes guy number three because she gives him what? What is the modern currency in this world? Not money, which is part of it. It's attention. Attention in this dating economy, right? So guy number three gives her the most attention. And you know what? The attention keeps her a little bit healthy, gets her dopamine going, her oxytocin a little bit. But she's frankly bored of guy number two, guy number three. She wants guy number one. Matter of fact, she doesn't really care or even know what guy number one does. Just knows that, man, he looks so sexy in his stories and his IGs. I want him to have my baby, right? Not knowing, not thinking straight because he just looks good. But meanwhile, guy number one is busy. He's busy making cheeks clap. Okay. And I'm not talking about sumo wrestler cheeks on the face. We talking about some other cheeks. He's making cheeks clap. Okay. Excuse my language if it feels it's so uncouth. He's making cheeks clap. He is too busy having his fun. But again, he has this free flow, if you want to consider it, bad boy type of attitude about him. He doesn't care about responding on time or he's got to check in with this woman. He is too busy playing the field. Now, she is bored of guy number two, guy number three. She goes on a date with guy number two. She talks about guy number two during brunch, right? On how he's got a good career and how he's inviting her to go hiking the most famous hiking whatever locally, right? An hour away, and how it seems so romantic, right? And all that jazz, right? Guy number three is too busy trying to DM her, trying to compliment her on her IG stories, keeps him around because he's got a function. It's not much, but it's a function. So what ends up happening here? She sends those flirty messages, the guy number one, sends a couple of thirst trap or two to guy number one. He might see it, right? He might show up as seen on Instagram. He might even put a little heart emoji or a little fire emoji because he thinks it's hot. Days later, she's starting to get mad. She's like, man, this guy, he might be playing hard to get. So guess what? I'm going to ignore him. I'm entitled to a response. I am a modern queen in this world. Cash at me. I am a queen. You're supposed to come to me, not you, right? So she goes through this mental decision process of saying, you know what? I'm not going to talk to him. Days go by, weeks go by, and what ends up happening? She starts getting mad because he's not responding, right? She's like, man, I've already lost guy number one, And I thought I was good looking. I thought this was happening. So she goes through anxiety and a little bit of depression because she doesn't feel worthy of the guy she really wants. So what ends up happening? She goes to guy number 2 and 3 and sends them a message to the effect of, hey, I had a good time talking to you, but look, to be honest, I thought I was ready to date, right? Because they talk about how their last relationship was a couple months ago or whatever, right? They come up with an excuse. They're going to say, look, I thought I was ready to date, but I'm not. You seem like a great guy. I wish you the best of luck. Boom, right? No real explanation, just the fact that she's bummed out because guy number 1 curbed her. So she takes it out on guy number 2 and 3. Fast forward, that weekend is a Netflix and wine kind of day, right? A little solo date. Treat yourself. She might even put a little Instagram, TikTok story about how she's watching her favorite Netflix series and how boys are dumb, right? Hashtag boys are dumb. Something like that, right? You got a little picture of her cat or her dog in the corner of the story. And then what ends up happening that next weekend, or maybe the next night, if it's a Friday night, and that was her little solo Netflix night, she goes out with her girlfriends. And guess what? She's ready to get buck wild because she wants to feel worthy. She's like, well, this guy don't want me. In reality, she's upset at herself. So she finds scumbag Steve, maybe sleeps, maybe messes around in the car, whatever. She regrets it, right? In her own weird decision-making process, she regrets it, right? Because really she's upset at herself, pissed off at the world, says, I'm tired of men. Men don't have boundaries. Men don't respect, right? Knowing this was all her. Meanwhile, 2 things are going to happen with guy number 2, right? 2 things, kind of easy to remember. Guy number 2. He's either going to find the love of his life because that woman's going to be like, you know what? He wasn't this bad boy, but he's got a good career. I can build a future with him. He's kind of boring, but you know what? I can assume risk because I'm trying to have a future, right? So that ends up happening. Or guy number 2 is done with dating. He is focused on the gym and making sure he doesn't fumble the bag. He gets even more money, right? So what ends up happening is he becomes the Ronin, right? The Ronin is that alone samurai that is working on himself. He does not care about dating. And now we've lost another one. Third choice that I mentioned is he can become a player, just like guy number 1, because he's upset. He's like, why try? Why care? When in reality, I'm going to tap into my shadow side and be full on player because I see what the payoff is for these indecisive, good luck to you, you're a great guy kind of messages. He's going to go full on steam ahead being a player. Guy number 3, here's the thing with him. Until guy number 3 takes self-accountability, he's going to be that simp who's on the sidelines giving woman attention, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And in the end, all of them have lost out. So, what's the lesson learned? Look for the long-term investment. What do you really want out of dating? Guy number 1, maybe he never wants to marry. He is cheek clapper 9,000, and that's okay. Maybe he'll have regrets later in life. Maybe he wants kids. Maybe he wants to get married. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he grew up with all kinds of trauma. Guy number 2, he's got the best choice of going either way. He can become a Jedi. He can become a Sith. You feel me? He can become good, or he can use that anger towards something else that could be destructive or useful. Guy number 3, hey, simp economy. He's going to continue to fuel websites like OF. He's going to continue to fuel the balloon head, the ego of other women, until he decides to take pride and self-respect in who he is. And that right there is an encapsulation, as an example of why we continue to lose in modern dating 2025. And guess what? You don't have to act that way. So take the story as a lesson learned. Let's make dating better. And no, I'm not trying to compare this to no politics. Let's make dating better. That's it. Chris from the Dating Doc signing out. Peace.